The card we have here on the bottom of the deck is the Judgment card. And, excuse me, judgment has to do with right thinking about a situation. Here, it's not like judging other people per se. It has more to do with discernment, making choices that best benefit you as you go about your way and try to live your life. I kind of would like to return to this card, I think, than really expand on it a whole great deal now. There is a sense of emergence that comes from the Judgment card. He's emerging from the cave and about to go through this. These are symbolic of a doorway. So there's a sense of rebirth in this. And understanding that when we know what we need to do, sometimes we just have to free ourselves up to do that. And that can be the tough thing. They say admitting you have a problem is the first step. When it comes to things like, I'll say recovery, for example, recovery, like Alcoholics Anonymous, admitting that you have a problem is the first step to changing the problem. And there's some truth to that. So, just looking at some of these other cards, I don't want to get too much into this one just a second, but we will be returning to that one without a doubt. Now, for some of you, it could be that you have some kind of a legal issue or something that's going on. Judgment would indicate that what is fair in the situation will happen at that time. So if you have done something, and you have a court case or a legal issue, the best result will come about from that. Okay. Let's get started. Eight of Stones is skill. This is about, you've been working hard, right? You've been kind of putting your nose to the grindstone. And I'm feeling like for some of you, I almost feel like you've been throwing yourself into work because you are, there's something that you're trying to avoid dealing with, looking at, or you're trying to escape from something that's become uncomfortable for you. And you're kind of throwing yourself in work to overcome that issue. Six of Cups. This is a nice, happy card. It's a reunion card. For some of you, somebody may be coming back from your past. Maybe childhood friends this could have to do with Thanksgiving even, and celebrating, Thanksgiving with family members, with friends from the old days, your best friends, good times, that kind of energy. So a lot of you are really concentrating on that, type energy. For some, it can indicate soulmate, type energy. But I think for most people, this is most likely to do with getting together with people from your past. If not specifically Thanksgiving, then, hanging out with people that weekend, that are from your hometown, maybe when you go home, to your parents or whatever you're doing for the holidays. The Page of Wands is represented by the stoat, and the stoat is a member of the mustelid family, kind of like mink and some of those, they're musk-bearing animals, musk-bearing mammals, like mink or what have you. This is about the beginning of something that you feel passionate about. Something you feel passionate about. Could be family, beginning of family, but in part, it's about taking your passionate energy and making it manifest. Wands can be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius because it is a fire sign, of course. So it could be that there's the beginning of something like that, or maybe there's a communication coming in from an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or you're beginning something, beginning a pursuit of something that you feel passionate about. It could even be, for some of you, you've been, working yourself to the bone. But somebody comes in from your past, possible Aries, Leo, or Sag, and somehow that triggers something in you. Could be the beginning of some new passionate thing. Let me read some more cards before I get back into that, because I'm kind of picking up on some other kind of energy here, but I sort of don't want to put the cart before the horse. Okay, so you've been working hard, and my feeling is that you're working hard because there's something going on that you're trying to escape, I think, by throwing yourself into work. You're facing the guardian of the cave. This is a primordial cave bear. He does not look the better for aging. And he's basically skull and bones, and he's got a little bit of remnant of cave fur, I guess. But this is about facing your shadow self, facing your darkest side, facing the part of you that you want to disown and that you don't want other people to know about, but that lives there anyway. And this is about trying to understand those parts of you. When I think again about judgment, and I bring this in, look how different these two bears look. Look at the cave that look like they're about to gnaw you up and eat you from inside out. And then look at this bear with the rainbow and the reindeer with the person in it riding over the rainbow and the sunrise and the glorious green grass on this mound. Just all of this beautiful imagery here on the card on the right. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, it's necessary for you to do to be able to understand who you are, what you need to do to be able to deal with your situation. Something's been going on that's been stirring up a lot of internal stuff for you. It could be things from your past, like, how people in our current day relationships, whether at work, whether our partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever type relationship we're in, sometimes they do or say things in the present tense, and it triggers a memory or triggers some kind of an issue that was developed in childhood when we didn't have the coping skills, the knowledge, or the brain development to be able to handle negativity from other people. It's something that's going on with you that's not comfortable, and you're trying to restore yourself. You love to use your intellect, Libra. You love to use your intellect to solve problems and to understand things and to come to decisions. You don't like to put yourself in the fire. You like to get the hell out of a situation when it's done. You like to cut and move on. And this next card here is about clearance. Whether you're excavating the internal sludge that weighs you down, that's your insides, whether it's dealing with something on your outsides, like your home life, your workplace life, whatever this is for you, you're thinking clearance. I got to get rid of the old so I can move on and enjoy my life again. You're not one to sit there and wallow in pity, and you're not one to sit there and just kind of take it on the chin and allow the punches to keep coming. Hopefully these are metaphorical punches and not real punches. Definitely seek help, professional help, if it is the other way. I'm not really picking up on that. I think I'm just talking at this point. But back to the let me get over my mission drift here for a second. You're trying to do the inner work so that you can determine how to outwardly act. That's what this energy is all about. And in part why you're working so hard. But you're also working hard with the skill set here because you want to understand what's going on in there. You don't like to be a stranger to yourself. You want to be self-aware. You want to know, and you want to be able to come from this place of empowerment again with sound judgment. Excuse me. I don't know why I picked up this card again. 9 of Cups. Cups is water sign. Cup is emotional and spiritual. 9 of Cups is generosity. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment in other cards. There's something that happens when you get together with the people from your past. Maybe this Thanksgiving or whatever that means for you. Maybe it's not Thanksgiving. Maybe you go to a football game or some stuff. But anyway, you hook up with some people and you feel your creativity climbing on board. That's the womb chakra with the heart in it here. You see how your head is glowing with thoughts and ideas and creative impulses. Your back and forth is going. Look at the water flowing. This looks like a womb. These look like fallopian tubes or ovaries. Symbolically speaking, there's water from the birth canal. I don't know what the hell is supposed to be floating in here, or if they're stepping stones. I don't care. But there's sunshine that's coming up behind each of these images here. The sun is rising, the knowledge, the awareness. This is going within your sacred womb space. You know, that's what a sweat lodge ceremony is. It's the idea of going into the womb for that rebirth experience that you get when you tap into a higher level of self. You understand better what you need, who you are. This is about generosity from others towards you and from you towards other people. This is who you are. This is who you want to be. And somebody has you feeling kind of clenched up. I'm thinking of a constipation metaphor. I don't mean that necessarily literally, but like when you're feeling emotionally constipated because the people around you are exhausting you. In fact, we have this other card here, the exploitation card. Being taken advantage of. 6 is often a movement card. It's after the struggle of the 5, we see the movement of the 6. Someone's coming in and you're feeling the flow with this person or people or this group, the gang, you know, our gang or the Little Rascals or whatever you guys are. You're feeling this coming in, and it really helps to heighten your awareness of the exploitation that's going on another level, either at work or in your personal life at home, and you're not happy with it. This opens some kind of an awareness about your need for this clearance. It's not enough to be upset, to acknowledge our feelings, and to say, oh, okay, well, I've shed my tears, I've chopped my wood, I've set it on fire, whatever. Safely, right? We don't want to create problems. We see too much on the news these days. But to continue on with the same source of suffering, exploitation, and pain, this often is the workplace. Because, you know, you think about the honeybees, that's their workplace. I mean, true, that's where they breed with the queen, royal jelly, all the rest of that. But making honey, it could be home, it could be work. The worker bees, right? The drones. You know, are you trying to support a queen bee who's exploiting you, who sees you as disposable, doesn't really care about you, but needs you because you've got the sweet apartment or the nice house or whatever? Or is it that your boss is exhausting because they're taking all the proceeds and they're giving you all the grunt work and then they're taking all the bows? Whatever this is, something triggers you when you experience this reunion with your positive people. You remember who you are in a way, and it kind of lights your fire. This stoat has friends and family right there. These guys are kind of burrowing animal, like they have dens under the ground and everything. It's quite organized. They're very family oriented. They have chambers where the food is. They have chambers where they go to the bathroom. They have chambers where they sleep and chambers where the babies are born. I mean, this is about organization, and it's about loving and self-care and love of family too. There's a catalyst moment that's coming up for you that puts you in a position where you feel this new sense of life that's breathed into you. Air is communication, it's ideas, it's thoughts. Brand new, and it's a beginning. The breath of life. Something in this encounter that you have over this Thanksgiving weekend or in this end of November frame or whenever you're watching this, take it as it resonates. This is going to spark up in you this kind of understanding that this is how it can be with this generosity and joy and this balance between give and take with other people. This is how it is with this awful situation of exploitation. And you know something? I've got a tough choice to make. Because do I want to sit in this energy or do I want to walk from this energy? What would it take to leave this toxic situation? Have I finished doing my work in the cave that I can identify what is my role and what is the role of someone else? Can I trust that I will know what my roles are and what the roles of other people are in that? When am I being the problem and when is this other person being exploitative and being my problem? How much of that do I want to put up with, and when am I ready to cut and run? When am I ready to walk from that situation because I want to find myself in my proper balance? You're a Libra. This balance card is you, it's Gemini. Gemini the twins, Libra the balance scales. This is about the head and heart decision coming together for healing. This is about solar energy, lunar energy. This is about the primordial egg of potential with the embryo alive and inviting inside of it, ready to be born, something new to be born. What's holding you back? Who's holding you back? It's not about blaming, right? Okay, none of this is about blaming. This is simply about saying, this is the fact, period, end of story. I'm not judging people negatively. I'm merely discerning what is my responsibility, what is the responsibility of someone else's. Do we have the same goal on the treatment plan? If my partner and I, or my supervisor and I, do not have the same goals on our treatment plan, we are not working to common purpose. And someone is going to be exploited and frustrated, aggravated, and is going to have to make the tough decision. And that decision may have to be, I got to get the hell out of here because I want to feel fulfilled and happy. I want my cups to runneth over. I want to feel generous again. I want to have give and take in my relationships the way I do with these people from my past who loved me and accepted me for who I was. They didn't exploit me, and we worked together as a team for a common purpose. Let's pull up another card. I've got this deck that I've been working with everybody today, the Animal Wise Tarot by Ted Andrews. I don't know if you've ever seen his book, Animal Speak. It's a classic at this point. I kind of shredded your cards all over the table. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but whatever. See if we can't find a good totem animal to help you kind of identify what some of the lessons might be, how you might best approach whatever situation you're facing right now. Ooh, all right. I haven't seen this card in a while. All right, let me open it up. It is the 9 of Winged Ones, and the animal is the loon. Loon, answers and hope in dreams. Winged Ones is the suit of air. I will point out, too, that just like the Guardian, 9 of Air in the Rider-Waite Tarot card is the card of anxiety, emotional pain, angst, stress. For some people, it's internal. For some, it's external. And for most people, it's a combination of the both. But this has to do with looking at your internal process, right? The loon is unique among water birds, almost always found around water but clumsy on land. Powerful swimmers, loons can dive deeper and swim faster than other birds, including the penguin. When loon appears, it reminds us to pay attention to our dreams, since they will become more vibrant, more colorful, and more lucid, taking on greater importance, providing answers, and inspiring hope. The time is ripe for us to gain insight into our problems and anxieties through the dream state. It is not unusual for lucid dreaming to occur when loon appears. Lucid dreaming is also called shamanic dreaming. It's kind of where you go into a trance and you can travel to other worlds through the astral plane. Astral projection would be another way to describe that. In lucid dreaming, we become aware we are dreaming in the midst of the dream. The dreams may have a tendency to be intense, awakening old pains, but only so they can be cleansed out. Such dreams remind us of coming opportunities if we face and resolve past unhappiness. Though there may be sadness and some pain in the process, loon reminds us that anything lost is no longer healthy for us, and it will be replaced by something more beneficial. The loon has a haunting call that stirs us on a primal level. When loon shows up, it is calling us not only to pay more attention to our nightly dreams, but also to remind us of all the hopes, wishes, and dreams we have tucked to the back of our heart that are about to surface once more. And I'm hearing this card. The dreams that we used to have when we were younger, when we were with our friends, our kindred spirits, right? Loon's appearance reminds us not to compromise these, or we may find ourselves haunted. Its ability to swim, its iridescent colors, and haunting call symbolize the possibilities opening to us. Loon awakens imagination, reassuring us we are never given a hope, a wish, or a dream without also being given opportunities to make them reality. And with the excitation in the crown chakra and the awakening of the womb chakra in here, that ties me back again to the use of imagination and creativity that we saw in the Nine of Cups card. Okay. Lune awakens imagination, reassuring us that we are never given a hope, a wish, or a dream without also being given opportunities to make them reality. The only thing that shatters their possibility is compromise. Lune's appearance tells us when we deal with the past that haunts us, we open doors to fulfilling our greatest dreams and imaginings in the future. And this is the guardian, opening the doors of the past, right? Dealing with the past. Oh, excuse me. You can't even see the cards now. Dealing with the past that haunts us and opening the doors to fulfilling our greatest dreams. Opening the doors, being able to move through them into this new period of time, right? Now, if you are feeling kind of out of balance at this point in your life, you may ask yourself some of the following questions. Are we looking at life through rose-colored glasses? Are we hanging on to past troubles and despairs? Are we allowing our imagination to run away with us? Are we not acting on the dreams opening to us? Are we being impatient with others or ourselves? Are we giving up hope and not following through on promises to others and ourselves? Are we ignoring the messages in our dreams? And are we approaching them unrealistically? So trust in yourself, Libra. Trust in yourself. You have the right judgment to know what it is that you need to do when your time is ripe for your decision to be made. That doesn't mean that you have to act hastily on something. The last thing you want to do is make a choice and then regret it forever. But that's unlikely to happen because we really can't even make mistakes. I mean, that's the thing. We have learning opportunities and some are more comfortable than others. But we also learn the fastest through the things that are the most uncomfortable for us. But there really are no mistakes. And if it is meant to be for you, you will not miss that opportunity. It will return to you. Then again, if you clear something out and you don't delay it and put it off for a year or two or three and all the rest, you're opening the door to the possibility that something new can come through, something that does belong for you, something that makes you feel excited about your life, something that brings that breath of fresh air in, something that helps you walk in a truer state of balance, something that helps you connect with your roots and feel that same sense of belonging that you did when you were with your home team.